In this feature preview from Curiosity Software, we're going to look at Modeler GPT, how you can go from text to tests in minutes. So the first one I want to focus on is a login requirement here, and you'll see we've got a series of rules. The login screen allows registered users to log into the site. The user then enters a valid username, a valid password. They click submit, which validates the user's credentials, and if the credentials are correct, they are logged in. Otherwise, an error message is displayed. Okay, so we're going to put in here our login and we're going to hit create model. And what we'll see is that the generative AI has taken our prompt here and it's come back and created a model for us, which we can open. This has opened a model inside Test Modeler. And what we can see is that we have a pretty simple model with some test data on. We're going to enter a username, enter a password, click submit credentials, and at the end we're going to end up logging in the user. We provide valid ones, or we're going to end up in some kind of error if those are invalid. Now let's add an additional step into our model and we're going to refine it using a feedback loop. Now one of the things we can do here is we can use this as a chat environment and we can post enhancements and different feedback to the AI to edit our model. So here we're going to come in and add in our capture requirement and click create model. And this is going to take our existing model and make changes to it with those that are inside our feedback here. Now if we take a look, we have our version 2. So let's open that up and take a look. And see as we've got an additional step here where if we have valid credentials, the user has to enter a captcha and it's verified, and then the user is logged in if they enter the correct captcha. Now we're just going to go one step further here, and what I'm going to ask is for some descriptions to be added and expected results. This has come back with version 3, so let's open this one up and take a look. We've got exactly the same model here, but if we take a look, what we'll see is we've got more descriptors. Instead of just enter username, we're now saying the user enters the username, they enters their registered password, they click the submit button, the captcha, and at the end we have our expected results. The user is successfully logged in or they end up in some kind of error. Now I'm just going to come in and do a generate here, which is going to generate our different scenarios, and we'll see here we've got 3 scenarios. And what we can do now is we can use these test cases and we can push them out into some kind of test case management tool. In this case, we're just going to push them out straight to Excel, and let's take a look at the corresponding test cases that we get out as part of our generative AI. Here we'll see we've got pretty good descriptions, going through the different test steps, and we're ending up at our different expected results. Now let's look at a bit more of an advanced example, which is for a drinks promotion. So the promotion requires customers to run a minimum of 10 miles per week in order to qualify for a free drink. Customers must track their miles and present the results to the cashier in order to receive the promotion. The promotion is valid for a limited time period and is only applicable for selected drinks as determined by the establishment. Also, customers must be 18 years old or older to participate in the promotion. Okay, so we're going to paste our drinks promotion requirement in here and hit create model. Okay, so this has come back with a promotion flowchart. Let's open that up and take a look. What we'll see here is we have a visual model representing those same requirements. And at the end, the customer either ends up receiving their drink promotion or they do not end up viable for it. The final one I want to look at is around automation. So we're going to ask our generative AI to search the internet and produce a model for Google. The final one we're going to put in here is to search the internet on Google. So let's hit create model. Okay, so this has come back with an example model. And if we take a look, what we'll see is initially this has just come back with a model that can open the URL, and there's no automation in here, but it does have the right structure to go and perform a search. So we're going to give a bit of feedback here to add XPaths for automation. And let's see what happens. Okay, version 2 has been created. Let's open that. Let's see as we now have some automation in here We're going to go and navigate to the Google site. We're going to enter our search query in here, and at the end we're going to click on the search query to submit it. And if we look behind these, what we'll see is that we have the automation code and the identifiers to go in and perform each of these actions that have taken place here. So this has not just created the model for us, but it's also had a stab at overlaying the correct automation on top of the model that we have produced. And this can then be used to formulate and execute automation scripts. Okay, so we're inside Modeler, and we're going to go to the Modeler GPT engine, and we're going to paste in a requirement here to send payments from one bank to another and ask it to create a model. See, this has come back with a model. Let's open that up and take a look. Got a pretty simple model here. We enter details, we confirm payment, or we have invalid payment details. Now let's go back and let's ask the GPT to self-improve. So this is going to evaluate itself and try and come up with some suggestions for how it can improve its. So we've got some suggested improvements here about failed transactions, insufficient funds, or network errors. So let's open up the model and let's take a look. What we'll see here is we have some more details that have been embedded in terms of the transaction, there being invalid payment details. Go behind the model here, we'll see we've got some descriptions and expected results that have also been entered.
Thanks for watching this video. Head to curiositysoftware.ie to book a meeting with a member of our team.